PIVE is mainly built on the fact that many computational methods are iterative methods so that their solutions are refined through algorithm iterations. Under the standard workflow, we have to wait for the completion of the entire iterations of a computational method before we can visualize its results and perform any interactions. Unlike this black box perspective, PIVE visualizes the intermediate results from algorithm iterations, and in this manner, users can perform interactions immediately in real time. In the following, we show interactive visualization scenarios using several computational methods, such as dimension reduction and clustering methods under the PIVE framework. The first example is the iteration-wise visualization of MDS for handwritten digital data. We customize the scatterplot view in the Fodava testbed system, and in this view, dots represent individual data items, and their 2D coordinates are determined by the MDS output. The size of transparent circles show the variation of the intermediate results over the past iterations, and the polylines represent their trajectories. We can see major changes only occur in the early stages of iterations, and later on the results become stable through the rest of the iterations. It shows that by using PIVE, we can obtain roughly the same visualization much earlier than algorithm convergence. Therefore, the user can quickly obtain most of the information given by MDS at early iterations without having to wait until it converges. Next, we show the interactive visualization of TSNE using a spoken letter dataset. Similar to MDS, starting from significant layout changes, the visualization becomes gradually stable. Under PIVE, we allow users to move points during TSNE iterations, and then TSNE responds accordingly. For instance, we move an entire cluster representing letter C away from the cluttered region. As a result, the cluster for letter Z is separated out accordingly, which indicates the letters C and Z sound similar to each other. Next, we move data corresponding to letter W, but the neighboring points of letter M and N do not follow the move points. This interaction reveals the letter W does not actually sound similar to M and N, although the initial visualization did not show this. Next, we move the letter Q out of the cluttered region. In response, the letter U is pulled towards the moved cluster. It makes sense because the letters Q and U sound similar but quite different from other letters B, D, E, and so on. Finally, we try to separate out the two letters L and O by moving parts of them away from each other. Now their separation becomes clearer in the visualization, and at the same time, we can identify the overlapping data instances between L and O, which might sound alike. Now we show interactive k-means examples using the CHI paper dataset. We customize the text visual analytics system Jigsaw, and in this view dots represent individual data items, and their cluster label changes are visualized as arrows, and the color of dots represent the previous cluster membership. The cluster keywords in a red color represent their increasing importance in the cluster, while the blue keywords represent the decreasing importance. At around the 6th iteration out of 26 iterations in total, the k-means result becomes quite stable with a small number of cluster membership changes. Now we merge semantically similar clusters. Then we split an unclear cluster labeled as interface, computer, and information. As a result of this interaction, the clusters are properly merged and a new cluster, mobile, phone, and device, is created from cluster split, which would not have been found without this interaction. This concludes the real-time interaction scenarios under PIVE.